Welcome to the Fasting Podcast, Wow, Wellness and Optimal Weight. I'm your host, Julie Phillips, bringing you episode 124, Eggs and Fasting. The right kind of eggs, not just any old eggs, can be a major fasting tool. They can be conducive to both health and weight control. What I'm calling the excellent eggs can help keep you in fat-burning mode or ketosis. They're packed with nutrition, including satiating or filling protein and healthy fats. They're not dairy. Dairy's from mammary glands, and chickens are not mammals. They are low in calorie and will not negatively impact our insulin levels. They're definitely satiating, helping to keep you full and reduce cravings. And they're what we call complete proteins, containing the full array of amino acids, good for vegetarians that do eat eggs, but it has no purine, so it's especially good for people with gout. These eggs are great foods for during your time-restricted eating window and also when you're breaking a water fast. Let's talk more about what we consider excellent eggs. The labels on the egg cartons can be extremely misleading and confusing, representing a huge difference night and day in the quality of the eggs and how the animals, for example, the chickens, are being treated. Conventional eggs just off the grocery store shelf are typically very toxic, crowded, cruel approach to mass production of eggs. You can learn more about this online, but it's very sad. Excellent eggs may have a label of USDA certified organic and preferably pasture-raised, although if it says pasture-raised, you're not really have any proof that it's confirmable. Preferably that they not be soy-fed, that they be out there on a pasture able to eat what they normally would eat in nature on their own. If you don't want to have your own chickens or your neighbor supplying eggs to you from their chickens and you give them empty cartons for them to put more in, you could check with a local farmer or the local farmer market and really check things out with the one you're going to choose. Now, if some egg cartons say hormone-free, that is not applicable in the United States since federal law does prohibit egg-laying hens from being fed hormones. So it's a fallacy when they're writing hormone-free. It's a marketing ploy. When they say cage-free or free range, that doesn't provide much value either because they could still be packed wall-to-wall indoors without being caged. And they may have access with a tiny little window to get to a tiny little plot of land where only a few could fit. So that isn't enough to satisfy me. They're excellent eggs. Some say they're vegetarian fed, but chickens are not vegetarians and they're not getting what they need. But at least if it says that, they typically are not containing animal byproducts that are undesirable. If you want to get more details on this, the truth behind cage-free, free-range, and other common terms, go to the humanesociety.org and search for the word eggs. Also, if you want to get ratings on individual specific brands that are best, there's an organic egg scorecard, and you can go to cornucopiainstitute.org. Cornucopia is a nonprofit, and they evaluate many different brands of eggs and where they're created. I'll give you some examples. Happy Hens is rated 5 out of 5 stars as what they call top rated. Pete and Jerry's, which is very common in the grocery stores that I shop in, are 4 out of 5 stars, which they deem excellent. Now, Eggland's Best is ranked a poor, only 1 star out of 5, Eggland's Best. So I would never want to buy those. Also among the 1 star rated poor are Sprouts, Trader Joe's, Publix, which is a very common supermarket in Florida, as is Winn-Dixie. All of these only 1 star. But interestingly, when you look at the list of who they rated 1 star only, Many of them have the word organic in the name of the company, so don't be misled by the name of the company. Does it matter if they're white or brown? Well, not really, because brown eggs are created by bigger chickens with brown feathers and red earlobes, while the smaller chickens create white eggs, the smaller chickens with white feathers and white earlobes. So that doesn't affect the quality of the nutrients in the egg. So white or brown eggs is not a key factor that I would look at. Now, what about the yolk color? Because sometimes you crack open the eggs and you see that they're really very light color, a faint color. And these are typically grain-fed. And again, these are not vegetarians. Orange color might mean a mixture of grains and grass-fed, but the dark orange may indicate a true forager where they're in the pasture and eating what they normally eat. So that would be the best and possibly the most flavorful. Whole eggs are really the best. I don't go for just the egg whites for a multitude of reasons. Really, together, the whole egg is considered an ideal, almost perfect food and perfect protein. And much of the nutrition and the benefits are in the yolk, not just in the egg white. And in fact, the egg white has a biotin inhibitor called avidin, A-V-I-D-I-N, which is deactivated by heat. So when we cook our eggs, much of the nutrition and protein is in the yolk, but if we cook it to a certain degree, and I like to keep the yolks not hard, I like to keep them where they're still soft, and that's what my favorite nutrition teacher for the past 2 decades teaches, that can be germ-free, but also this biotin inhibitor is not going to be putting us in a biotin deficiency mode if we eat a lot of egg whites over time. So that's my preference, is whole eggs from the category that we talked about as excellent or top rated. And these would be USDA certified, organic, and pasture raised preferably. Although you can't confirm that because that's not a government regulated label that's put on the packages. If you think you're one of those people that do have an allergy to eggs, I would ask you, are you sure it's not the chemicals, pesticides, and GMO from eating conventional eggs that's really your challenge? That's totally in your ballpark and up to you. There are so many enormous potential benefits, starting with the fact that excellent eggs are packed with nutrition. I'm going to give you some examples. It has vitamin K2 for cardiovascular health. It's a complete protein. It has omega-3, healthy anti-inflammatory fats, choline, which is important for both cell structure and messaging, vitamin D, one of the few foods with legitimate vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin A retinol for improved immune, vision, skin, and more, selenium, which works with iodine for proper thyroid function, conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, for improved immune and metabolic health, healthy HDL cholesterol, which, by the way, is required to absorb fat-soluble vitamins and build cell walls. Vitamins B2, riboflavin, B6, pyridoxine, B12, cobalamin, B9, folate, and collagen that can affect things even like range of motion, joints, skin, and a host of minerals such as calcium, iron, potassium, phosphorus. So many nutritional benefits from excellent whole eggs. Also very known, as we said earlier, for weight loss or weight control. Wonderful for bone, brain, skin, vision, heart, and liver health. May assist with blood pressure where you want it to be, and your risk of migraines, and even things like muscle development and strength, and so many more benefits. A hugely beneficial item, but make the best choices. Check out our website, www.jpwowprograms.com. Please refer others to the podcast and YouTube, and For questions and feedback, email me, julie@jpwowprograms.com. Stay positive, focused, and determined, because where the mind goes, energy flows.